everybody, welcome back to Melanin Minds. I know it's been a while, but you don't realize it's been a while because I've been steady posting up videos anyway, so this just feels like a seamless flow to the next episode. I'm your host, Tashi, and of course, I have my lovely co-host.
Hey, it's Ty, Black in Culture. What's good, y'all?
Oh, you know she tired.
Oh, I'm so no.
Because
I'm
usually
so
it's hi.
hyper.
It's hi.
Yeah, it is
Bars.
Ty. I am Ty, but I'm a sleepy Ty.
You're
I'm a little tired, but it's okay. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm present. My brain isn't foggy at all.
I will
Hmm.
take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, today we're going to have a cool, interesting conversation about conventions. Adult only 18 up conventions.
My
And
favorite.
I know that's right up Ty's alley. If you know Ty, you know she likes adult only.
You make me sound so gross. You're just
But
so
no,
smutty. I am that.
me
Never forget it.
as a wonderfully and beautifully child-free person, I understand that she's child-free, not me. I understand the want of
Yes,
adult only spaces.
I crave them. I desire them.
Because when you have children around you 24/7, you would like them to just kind of go away sometimes.
Just go away for a little bit. I
Little-
love kids. I do. I think kids are great. But
It's a
I
great
feel like there's an importance in having spaces that are for adults by adults with that way you don't have to worry about is this an appropriate thing for to be around kids? Because sometimes that happens at conventions. Sometimes I'm like, that's a choice. So, I'm excited to have a conversation about adult conventions for sure.
and my kids are way where they can't hear too, so we can have all the adult conversation. Remember, kids, this podcast is technically for adults. Release
Mm.
it up. So, if you're wondering, we're talking about, and I swear I feel like I butcher this every time, a new convention called a Tanadake-con, and I'm sure she will correct me if I'm wrong when we get her on here. It is founded by Sharona Williams, and I think a friend as well, right? Okay, I can see her nodding in the background. But it is a convention that is created specifically for adults to enjoy anime and pop culture. It's a space all around them because most conventions are open to all ages and adults are surrounded by kids every which way you look. And like we just talked about, even as parents, it's actually very important to get away from the kids for a little while for your own sanity. Okay. Your mental health is important, and time away from your kids is actually good for your kids. So the experience will have adult focused panels, games, shows, a maid cafe, everything traditional cons have, but for adults. Younger guys, I got to go. Y'all have to go. So, welcome my guest today, our guest today. I'm sorry, Sharana. And ooh, I swear if this thing don't get itself together and put people, thank you.
Hello. Thanks for having me on.
I've been looking forward to this since MomoCon, a convention where kids are allowed.
Yes.
Yes, we're not there though. Yeah, my kids
So,
are not.
yeah, you had your kids there? Okay.
They were not there. At
Okay.
least for work.
Mine wasn't either. Mine was working.
And I guess I should have mentioned that. I actually met Sharana at MomoCon, walking around because I'm not in the office. I don't have any of the flyers, but I still have the flyer and the card that she gave. And she was telling everybody about this convention. And immediately I
Mhm,
said, hey, I know a bunch of people that you should connect with because,
mhm.
first off, this is a comic anime convention created by a Black woman, which I know there are others. But this is also adult only. And so I was like, hey, all the people that I know, I need y'all to hop on this right now because I want this to happen. And if we support it, then there can be more.
It can grow and I can have it yearly. That's the plan. I want to do it every year. I'm going to do it every year.
And I want to
It
see it
is a
all
yearly
the time.
con.
And
Speak
it's
it,
right
claim it.
around the corner from
Yeah.
me.
It's a yearly con. It's going on every year.
And I love that. Especially
Mm.
because it's so close, because you're like 1, 2 states over.
Yes.
A lot of
Huntsville,
right,
Alabama.
right next door. I don't have to go far. I like when conventions are close. I'm not trying to drive across the country.
I think the furthest I've gone was what's that? No, it wasn't Houston. Austin, Texas. It was EchiCon last December. Not last December. December 4. That's the farthest I've gone
Why do I think
for a
Edgy is
con.
here with you?
EchiCon is a traveling convention, so they do. Now they're actually having their first Orlando show in next month. I really want to
Yeah,
go. But, you
Okay,
know.
that's
I
why.
kind of want to go too.
Mhm.
I kind of want to go too because it was fun. And I was like, I need to see what it's like, what I'm trying to put on, and to make sure that it's just, it has some of that aspect. But like you said, I want it to be a regular convention, but for adults.
Right.
Mm. Now you're hosting this convention in Alabama. Um, I'm very curious to ask because I know typically down here in
You
the
should
South.
go to Alabama.
I'm so very curious. Because I've seen other conventions being hosted in Alabama and Mississippi, and it's not that I don't know that there are nerds out there and that there are blurs out there, but
Mhm.
I imagine that those spaces might be a little bit more difficult, just because of some of those racial dynamics. Did you find any? Do you have any reservations about hosting your event in a space that is at least historically and maybe like we feel that it is a little bit more racially unstable out there?
Well, for that, I would say I'm getting a lot of help from other races, but as far as advertising, no.
Okay.
Um,
Hmm.
Huntsville has been not the greatest as far as letting me advertise. I went to Birmingham and everybody I asked, could I put a flyer up, said yes. And I'm
Okay.
not getting that same support here. Even with the vendors, the majority of them are not local
Okay.
at all. I had a tea company that's kind of close, like I would say halfway between Huntsville and Atlanta, that they sponsored the tea for my convention. My gaming, which is crazy, I reached out to another African American, and she said that it would hurt her business if she was to host gaming at my particular convention. And then I reached out to another one, Red Panda Gaming.
Mm.
He said yes.
Interesting.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's a mix. Like, I'm not getting a lot of people who want me to advertise at their business. But as far as the vendors, not here in Huntsville, they're outside of Huntsville.
Interesting.
It is more so of, I would feel like more Black people don't want to help me as much. And I would have thought it would have been opposite, but it's more so that white people don't want me to advertise there, and I'm not getting any help from my Black community. Not at
It's,
least in Huntsville. Outside of Huntsville, yes.
Okay. Okay.
it's just
Um,
the ones in the area that's like, well, they probably not gonna like that. So maybe we.
and maybe there's a bit of reservation.
I know this
I was,
one lady, I asked her if I could put a flyer up. She said she didn't have anywhere. And I said, you got all these windows. And I just walked out the business.
that's so valid. Of course, you don't want to go where you're not celebrated,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
so I understand.
Mm.
Another aspect I'm interested in is, so you say adult only convention, but the intention is that the convention is going to be hosted like a traditional con. What separates the convention you're curating versus all of the other conventions, other than just the fact that it's going to be adults only? Is there specific like adult programming, or is there something that extra that you're adding to make the space, more favorable for adult patrons?
And
I
actually also, before you answer, like to tack
Mhm.
on as part of that question,
Mm.
what even made you decide to do this?
Yeah.
okay.
Like inspired you to be like adult only convention, but then of course also, but what is setting it apart besides that fact? Like Tyson.
So what I'm trying to do, like when I did go to EchiCon, it wasn't really anything that was like anime. It was just straight adult stuff. So I'm incorporating both. I have adult panels and I have regular panels. Like I have a panel with, I'm also going to have a drag show. So I'm going to have a panel where it's a crossover between cosplay and drag and how they kind of correlate with each other.
Okay.
And then the maid cafe is not going to be like any other maid cafe you've been to before because of how my maids are dressed. They're not
Okay.
dressed in maid outfits. They're actually going to be little bunnies there to serve you. Naughty bunnies. And then I'm also going to have a lad section as well for the ladies.
Oh, that's really nice.
Just your fancy.
And then what
And
made me want to do an adult only is the fact that adults can't dress how they want to dress without offending kids. And I would like to go to a convention and be able to wear what I want to wear and don't have to worry about, oh my God, what if this kid sees that? I have kids of my own, my youngest child being 7. So I had tried on my Raven cosplay one time just because I was going to Etchy, and she was like, where are you wearing that to? And I was just like, nowhere. So it's like, I see other people, but I don't want to wear the cape because I want all my booty out when I'm walking around. So I just want to dress how I want to dress and don't worry about another kid, saying, ooh, look at that,
That's
oh,
fair.
that's very valid.
Mm.
I'm so sorry. I'm not sure. I hadn't talked to you prior to this interview here, but most of the a large portion of my content is doing event reviews,
Okay.
specifically on conventions. So I'm very interested. I have yet to go to an adults only convention. Most of the time, I go to cons where they have like normal programming and then after dark programming. So it's exciting to hear that there's going to be an event where the whole thing is basically adult programming. So you mentioned that you have a maid cafe, which I think that's really exciting, and you're going to have a
Mhm.
panel that's going to feature drag shows. Are there any other staples to this event that you're really excited about that you've been able to add?
The Shibari. I have a Shibari artist, and I also have a sex therapist, Nita Love. She's a sex wellness therapist here locally, very well known, and I'm excited for her panel.
That's exciting.
I love that. Okay. I think also, I don't think people realize, first off, in general, people don't realize how important sex education is
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
for all the time, but it's especially within the blur community. Sex education is actually extremely important because, I mean, yeah, we know y'all men out there is trying to find your blurty baddie.
Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely.
So with blurty baddies, you need sex education. You need to know how to be safe. Be safe at these conventions because we know some of y'all hooking up at the conventions too.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So go to the convention, get you some sexual education, be safe, get tested. Get
Get
tested
tested.
every 3 months if you were sexually active.
Absolutely. I also think I don't know if you've thought about this, but I thought it'd be so cool if you had like a if you have a table like at your info booth where you pass out condoms, encouraging safe
My
sex.
friend actually told me that I should do that. So I'm looking
Mhm.
for a sponsor that wants to sponsor some condoms so I can pass out at the convention. That would be awesome.
You need nerdy
Yeah.
condoms.
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe
I
like a,
want a
a
condom
Planned
that has that
Parenthood.
on it.
Yeah,
Nerdy condoms. Let
that
the
would be
force be
cute.
with you.
Yep.
Little glow in the dark lightsaber condom.
Oh my
Yes.
my God. Why do I need that like right now? I'm
It's
married
so
with 3 kids. Why do I need a lightsaber condom right now?
Hey,
Do you
it's
want
never
do you
too
want 4 kids?
Um, snip snip.
Oh, I
First of
have
all,
4
it
Not
kids
me.
and
never
I
would
have
happen.
not been snipped. Do I
No,
want
not
5 or
me.
more?
I
I
haven't been
don't.
snipped. He's been
Oh.
snipped.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I got the one that he did it. I wasn't the
Yeah.
But I think that's really cool. I definitely would say like maybe like a Planned Parenthood or at a local convention here in Orlando, one of our popular adult stores, Fair Villa, actually sponsored a large section at the con for their adult 18 plus marketplace. So
Mhm.
I think that that'd be so cool.
As many
I
adults
also
as there were in Florida, they got to be doing something. I swear, there's a bill ever since I was a kid. There's been a billboard like every few miles going to Florida. Adult superstore. Gee, why superstore?
that's how I felt when I went to go visit y'all in Atlanta. I was like, man, I said we need.
You were seeing all the billboards still in your state.
Oh
I
And
actually
no, I
went
didn't
to
even clock
every
in the
sex
southern part of
store in Huntsville to see about them being a sponsor, and I got no's from every single one of them.
That's
you and me
insane.
drive over to
So you're
southern to
definitely
South
having
Central
some
Florida.
trouble. So,
It has
um,
been hard.
That is
so
crazy.
when is this amazing event coming into fruition?
It is September the 27th. It is a one-day con. It's going to be at the Holiday Inn at Research Park. Most people know of the Mid City, so I either say Mid City because they'd be like, Research Park, where's that? But it's at the Holiday Inn at Mid City on September the 27th. That's a Saturday.
I know
Okay,
neither of those things. I've been out in Alabama once. Funny enough, it will meet up a black. Well, one of the couple was black to meet them because they were streaming people. But I will
okay.
say, so it's one day. Was that a decision that you wanted? Like you wanted it to be a 1 day convention, or would you
Uh,
like for it to be like a 3 or 4 day convention in the future?
in the future, I would love to have a 3-day convention, but this is 100% financed by me.
Mm,
Working overtime, whatever I got to do to get the money. That's how I'm getting the money. So
Absolutely.
I have to start somewhere and start small.
No, I totally understand it. And honestly, I feel like right now when it comes on the convention scene, every big event, I can count on my hand how many large events are 2, 3, 4, 5 day events. And
mm,
sometimes especially as a convention goer I don't know how long I always say it over 10 years because it's been a while. But
mhm,
uh but like there's nothing wrong with hosting a small event, especially a small, well-ran event
mm,
that's,
mm.
got that moves seamlessly. You don't have to question or ask how things are happening or where things are going. I think that that's really, really important and like a really cool thing. So I'm certainly rooting for you to have like a smooth event. And
Me
if it's
Thank
a 1 day
you.
event next year, I don't think
too.
there's anything wrong with that either.
Honestly,
Yeah.
we love small events like we love small businesses.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Small
They
events are small
tend to
businesses.
care more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm trying to get everything done in the one day and make sure everybody have fun versus trying to fill 2, 3, 4 days. It's just a
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah. It's if you
especially when
feel
I'm not getting a lot of help that I thought that I would get. Yeah.
the way we gotta rally for next year and just rally all the troops, ring the bells, something. Make a
Yeah.
call, like I don't know, just get all the people, call everyone. Everyone. Like he said, what you wanted more? Yes, I want a lot more. Give
Mm.
me
Hmm.
everyone.
Now, considering of course, I know Huntsville is the reason why you're probably picking Huntsville is because it's closer to home, so it makes it a lot easier for you to plan and be able to keep your hands into it. But have you thought about any other locations or is there any other location in the future that you consider maybe moving the con to, or maybe even making it a travel convention where you like pop it up in different areas?
No, I'm gonna keep it here in Huntsville. I just because it's not. I feel like other cons and other cities they do have 18 and up cons. Somebody told me about one in Atlanta. Then of course there's the Etchy Con that travels around to different cities. And I just want something to be here local because everybody has to travel all the time to go to cons. And if you want to have a good time, come to Huntsville.
Absolutely, I
They could use
agree.
some tourism. Did you ask about
Yeah.
other places in Alabama or just other states? Because for some
Well,
reason,
just other places in general. If there's any place, even if it were in Alabama, uh,
I know, like I don't know if my audio clipped for a second, real quick, but it was like I missed like a little piece of it, so that's why I was like, make sure before I
Yeah,
dump.
there's another one that's in Birmingham. I forgot what is it called? Waifu Con. It's after
yeah.
mine. So Birmingham is already set up to have theirs.
Oh,
So
okay.
I couldn't go to Birmingham. So I'm gonna stay right in Huntsville where I'm at.
No,
Mhm.
absolutely.
That makes
And I
sense.
think there's value in starting something in your city and keeping it in your city. I think every community deserves to have its like own event that where its folks can go and can congregate and have a good time. And I think it's really commendable, honestly. You know, it takes a lot of time, manpower, energy, money, as you
Yes.
mentioned, to
Mhm.
run any kind of event, and the fact that you're doing one that's fairly niche, even though comics, manga, anime is big right now, it's still always going to be like have a small crowd. So you're taking a risk and you're taking a chance, but you seem so excited about it, and I really want this to
Mhm.
I'm hoping that it'll work out for you, and I think it will. I
It
think that
it is. It's gonna
it is
work
going to work
out.
out.
We love excitement because excitement equals passion most of the time. You can tell the difference between excitement, and excitement because passion. And
Hmm.
so we see that even just the way you hustled at MomoCon to be like, hey, I'm hosting this convention. I need you to come. I want you to come. Here's this, here's that. Here's what we're doing. Like you gave the whole spiel. I don't even know how I think we was talking for like 30, 40 minutes that day.
I appreciated it though.
Just trying to be like, okay, what you doing? Where you doing it? Okay, who can we look? Who should be interested? And I
Mhm.
know the only thing I know is a lot of the people that I probably sent your way, as far as like cosplayers anyway. I know they tend to have like their year planned out months in advance,
Yeah.
and hopefully
And
because
it's the money thing for me. I understand everybody wants to be compensated, and if I don't, I just don't have it because it's just me. Sponsorships have been hard. I had one friend who donated, who he was a silver sponsor. So it's hard to get sponsorships. I didn't ask everybody around town, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna do the same thing next year. Maybe next year y'all budget will be different. I'll ask earlier in the year before you start, helping other cons out. Just that's the main thing
yeah,
for me. I've had a lot of voice actors to reach out to me, but unfortunately, I don't have the money. Even though I'm telling them it's a first con, I don't think they understand that I don't really have a budget for that because I didn't budget it. I already knew first con, I can't afford anybody. I have to make sure I have the money to pay for the spot for my
mhm,
Right.
venue. That's
yeah,
like the most important thing. So once I, have the venue taken care of, then, whoever's local, which is what I have, a lot of local people coming in as guests. I just can't afford it right
mhm.
this
No, I
at
get
this
it.
time.
Yeah, that
And
makes a lot of sense.
I definitely want to encourage you. You know, a lot of these fan conventions at their core are is just about being a part of fandom, connecting with community. You know,
Mhm,
it was only in recent years where conventions start pulling all these guests to make the event what it is. As long as you're there and you're
Mhm.
hosting a good time, it's gonna be a hit no matter what. So I would say don't be discouraged. And I'm encouraging you to keep the hustle, keep the vibe alive, and I feel like you've got an incredible vibe. The event's gonna do great just because you put in passion, you put all this work into it. So you don't need
Thank you.
yeah,
I
you don't
want to
need
second her
celebrity
on
attention.
that for sure. Because honestly, me and my husband and me and Ty also have recently been talking a lot about how conventions have been lately and how honestly it feels like a lot of them have lost that sauce, that passion, that caring
The
about community for
right.
big name actors and stuff like that
Yeah.
instead. And they're kind of pushing a lot of the fans and even the smaller nerd based businesses kind of out. And it's
Yeah,
like, well, then what even is a comic convention anymore if we're not focusing on the whole point in the first place, comic and
Right.
community? And I actually
Mhm.
thought of just now, I was like, that being said, do you have any thoughts on certain things that like some of the larger conventions are doing that that you would definitely want to avoid?
Hmm. Well, that's a good question. No, I mean, I don't. What are they doing that I don't like?
Or even things you noticed about conventions that you're just like, let me make sure that I stay here and don't ever get to that point.
That is a good question. Okay, so I want to stay within my range of what I want. So I would not have like kid actors, not kid actors, but like primarily something like for kids. I want to keep it adulty, but at the same time, anime, where I know this is a big thing. Wrestling, a lot of people have wrestling at their cons, and I'm like, but how does wrestling go in with the theme? Or adding just things that don't really fit into whatever you say your theme is.
That's valid. So
I will say, as a
hosting
former wrestling nerd, I did used to kind of like the wrestling aspect, but I don't know none of them. So
yeah. One of my friends had told me when I first talked about this, I was like, what would you want to see at a convention? He was like, wrestling. And I was just like, every con that I know always has wrestling, some kind of wrestling. I'm not a big wrestling fan. My dad is. I grew up watching wrestling, and back then when I was little, Hulk Hogan was my person until I got older and realized what was what. But other than that, when I didn't watch it, so it's like I don't know much about it. But I do see it at every single con. And I'm just like,
it has been around.
So I guess I'll ask two questions. The first question is what, because your convention is coming up towards the end of September, what can patrons expect to see if they buy a ticket to come to your event? And so I'll start there. So what can we expect to see from your event on September 27th?
You can expect to see a lot of engagement from my guest. I have a cosplay artist there. She's internationally known. Her name is Scissor Wizard Cosplay. She'll be there. She'll be greeting people. Then I have the cosplay competition as well. I have a regular and sexy. So depending on what you want to cosplay, you'll have that there. And then my maids also be out interacting with guests until it's time for them to start. So just good people, good vibes. Also, I will have a bar for guests that want to drink 21 and over, even though, yes, it's for 18 and up. But starting at 3 p.m., I have a bar set up where guests can come in and buy them a drink if they would like.
I'm down with that.
Sounds really nice, like a real chilled vibe. And the second question is kind of on like a kind of like a Keith Lee vibe is, so you've got the vision, you've got the passion, the product is there. What are you seeking from people as far as like your community? What are you asking from your community for this upcoming event?
I want them to just show up. Show up, come and have a good time and enjoy the panels that I have to offer. Give me your feedback on what I can do different for next year. Tell me what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy. How can I improve? I love feedback so I can grow and become better.
Okay, we love a self-aware queen. So because you're asking for feedback, as you should, will you be sending out like a feedback like email? Because I know some conventions, especially specifically for like their vendors and panelists, they'll send out an email afterwards. What did you like? What didn't you like? What can we improve on?
Yes. Because I want to know, what do y'all want to see for next year? Do you want to have another one next year, or what are your thoughts? Give me feedback. I love positive, negative, love the negative, so I know what to work on to be better, to make it enjoyable for guests to want to come back every year.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you know what? That actually puts us right at 30 minutes. I think that's actually a good place to go because we got good information. And my kids are making weird noises that I hope cannot be heard.
My daughter keeps running around. I'm surprised that it's not catching it, but my ring keeps popping up and letting me know she's near me.
Now the younger two they like to just make noise. And I don't know what the noises mean, but it's
attention. Show me attention. That's what that is.
They don't even care about me right now. They playing video games.
Oh.
Okay, but before we get on to the official wrap up, I'm going to do the Black Women in Comics fact of the day. And I'm going to talk about somebody that is a really awesome person that we've talked about on TikTok before and I have actually spoken with, which is Dr. Sheena Howard. I don't remember if I have done a fact on Sheena before on the podcast, but if I have, I don't think it was this one, which is that Sheena has actually created something called the Encyclopedia of Black Comics. It's something
Oh.
worked on with the contributors, what? Henry Louis Gates Jr. and Christopher Priest, actually. So, applause there. I learned that recently. I didn't even know that, and I've been following, interacting with Sheena for years at this point. So how I missed that one, I don't know. But yes, so look that up. Is actually really good. It's got a lot of good information, as everything that Sheena does has. Um, if you somehow haven't heard, about her dissertation on the Boondocks, definitely check that out.
Oh.
I think she's currently selling it now. You can like DM her and stuff to figure out how to get that. But yes, that is our Black Women in Comics history fact of the day. And before we close out, of course, Sharana, I want you to let everyone to know where they can find you, how they can find you, the website, social media, where they can buy tickets, any and everything that helps you out and helps this convention out.
All right, so you can buy tickets at otanadakicon.com. OTONADAKECON.com. I am also on Instagram and Facebook at otanadakicon.
And I did mean to ask you about the pronunciation. I think I was close, but I wasn't quite.
It's not bad.
Also,
Otanadakicon, which
you
means
just
adult only con.
ah,
In Japanese, that means adult only.
there. See, it's all coming together now. And you
Mhm.
still have applications open for vendors and stuff right
For
now.
vendors, I still have applications open. For sponsors, would really love some sponsors and some vendors. I really would.
Well, you heard the lady. Sure, some of y'all need something to do in September. Get some tickets. Go be a vendor, sponsor. I need
Come
some.
come to
Yeah.
the Maid Cafe. Let them serve you. Let them serve
I was
you.
about to sing some Destiny Child. I'm gonna leave that alone. So yes, and I'm also going to make sure that we get a nice big thing on the screen where it puts the website so that they'll
Okay.
see it, and I'll put the link in the description as well. So Ty, you're up.
Absolutely. I'm up for what? Oh, yes. I swear, I am here. I heard everything you said. First
Believe
things
you.
first. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing about Otani Dake-con. If you're in the Huntsville, Alabama area, please go in, have a good time, get a drink at 3 p.m., go enjoy the maids. As for me, my name is Ty Black and Culture. It's BLAQUE, the letter N KULTURE on all socials. And yeah, that's all. That's all you need to hear from me.
Yeah, I'll let you have it. Like I said, thank you for coming. I'm so glad you can make it. I'm glad we could do this now so they could
Yes.
get this out before September so that everybody can know, hey, get to work.
Come on.
I'm glad. I'm glad because yours is one of not enough Black women-owned conventions
Not
that we
nearly enough.
know about because Black women get stuff done. So,
We
of course,
do.
you can find me everywhere at official_TOSHIJ, except for YouTube and Facebook, where it's just Tashi J. You can also find me hanging out with Midnight Comics. It's X Comics everywhere, except for Facebook and YouTube, where it's just Midnight Comics. So, thank you for tuning in to another really awesome episode of Melanin Minds. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that I see you guys at Otana Danekon. Otana
Mhm.
Daki. I completely
Otana Daki.
Okay, I was like, I missed the K somehow. I hope I see y'all
Otana.
at Otanadaki Con because I will be there. There will be a Melanin Minds panel. So I do hope to see y'all there. Yeah, whichever way, get there, buy some tickets, be a vendor. I promise you, be a vendor or something.
It's
Because
different.
it's not that bad. It's not like these other conventions out here where you're just like, man, I gotta sell my firstborn to get into this convention. You don't. I promise you don't. I would know. My firstborn is still here. Which means I didn't have to sell her. But thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys will tune into the next episode. And remember that even a small flame can make a huge blaze. And good night.
Good night.